The Democrats, meanwhile, for the first time in several years, they introduced their own budget. Here is Senator Patty Murray. She's the chairman of the Budget Committee in the Senate, Democrat from Washington. Here's what she said.
Spending responsibly and calling on the wealthiest Americans to pay their fair share. The Senate budget, Mr. President, which we put out today, reflects the pro-growth, pro-middle-class agenda that the American people went to the polls and supported in November.
So for all of you who are trying to make sense of all of this and trying to figure out, okay, I want to contact my member of Congress. I want to take action and let them know what I think about the budget and about the priorities. Here's the basics about what you need to know about the disagreement here in Washington. According to Republicans led by Paul Ryan, they believe the biggest threat to the economy is that our government is spending more than it takes in and that we need to reduce that quickly. With no regard about investing in the economy or infrastructure, they just simply believe if we can cut the deficit, bring the budget into balance, and oh, by the way, also deliver massive cuts to government spending, to government programs, and allow the American people to sort of go without the government. In so many cases, they believe that's the best way to help the economy. The Democratic proposal is simply to invest in things like the economy, in infrastructure, in education, to not make cuts to the poorest Americans, the disadvantaged, to help continue to protect them, and to ask the wealthy to pay a little bit more of their fair share. And yes, to cut the budget deficit, but to do it in a way that protects the economy and protects the most vulnerable. That's the basic choice. Go give your member of Congress a call. Take action. Let them know what you feel about the budget. Coming up, we're going to talk with Dave Zirin about sports. March Madness begins this week, the NCAA tournament. What are the major issues in college sports right now? We'll talk with Dave Zirin about that, and later in the show, we'll talk with Daniel Marins a little more about the budget and his perspective on what's going on with the Paul Ryan budget cuts, how the administration is trying to strike a broad agreement to avoid what's known as the sequester. We'll explain all of that to you. We're going to take a break a little bit early, though, so we can get to our friend Dave Zirin. You're listening and you're watching Take Action News on We Act Radio.